We are at the Depot Sheffield today, where we are breaking down the most popular climbing exercises.
So today we're going to be doing the world's oldest bouldering session.
This session originated in the classic climbing area of Fontainebleau in France, where the climbers would complete circuits of boulders. We're going to be doing the same thing again today, where we're going to be completing a circuit of boulders, but in an indoor gym.
So today me and Josh are going to go around the purple circuit, which is a circuit around flash level or just above. We're going to be aiming for 1 to 3 attempts on the boulders.
First purple, and onto our pro number 1 for boulder circuits, is that it actually doesn't feel like training, and I think most people will see this session and think it resembles most of their normal social sessions. If you're just going to the gym, you often go around a circuit and it's something you do with your friends. So it doesn't feel like training for most people, but actually we'd consider this a training session.
So another really good thing about this session is it's really sociable. You know, you're going around the wall on set boulders, so it's a really good one to get your friends involved. Cool. Should we go slab climbing? Get a spicy one in. All right, so pro number 3. You get lots of movement variety in your session, so we're gonna do this almost slabby one next.
On to the next boulder, and I'm already a bit out of breath actually, so might take a little bit longer resting. But a good perk, good pro of this session is it's good for capacity. So with this session, normally, if your gym's big enough at least, the circuits are gonna have quite a lot of boulders in, so you're gonna be building up a good amount of capacity, and this makes it good for a sort of base season, getting that capacity built up so you can recover quicker and get more work done in your sessions later down the line.
Nice, Josh. Come on. So this is also a really good session for flash practice and practicing that execution of pretty hard boulders. So far, me and Josh are doing pretty well. We've not fallen off yet, but we've heard this is a tricky one. So we'll see how we get on. Might do a tactical and not go first as well.
All right, give me a minute.
Heel, roll, get this. Maybe heel again, roll.
Heel there.
If he doesn't get on with it, I'm gonna get on.
Hey, are you getting bored? You're getting impatient?
I'm not bored, I'm cold.
Rest time between boulders should be roughly 2 to 6 minutes. So pretty open, but if you're Jen and you get really impatient, you might want to force yourself to rest a bit longer.
Come on. Nice, Josh. Yeah, well good. Come on. Nice. Come on. Squeeze. Squeeze. Come on. Come on. Oh,
No, the heel locks you in too much.
Oh, good effort. Oh, no.
You crimped the pinch.
Yeah. Desperate times.
Yeah, that looks good though, bringing the foot across. But you still kind of swing out when you go to that, don't you?
It felt slippy as well. Hard to get the height on it.
So we've got 3 goes on this one. 2 more goes. If we don't do it, we're just going to move on, go to the next one. But I might use one of those attempts to do the second half, where it's hard, and then try and link it in the third attempt, if I can do it in the second attempt.
Come on. Yeah, nice. What a nice job. Flipping heck.
Oh, that's so slippy.
Good effort.
Oh. Okay. That's just tricky.
Cool.
That's really tricky. Go on.
What? That's hard as well.
It's tricky. It looks like it's set for a rollover.
Yeah, I couldn't.
But you can't generate off that pinch, can you? Because it's so slippy.
Not even a little bit. Come on. Yeah, nice. Come on, Josh. Go on. Nice. Come on. Go get it. Yeah, sick. Effort.
I just felt grippier that time. Nothing else changed.
Oh.
I still guppied it, didn't I? You
did, yeah.
And actually, what did change is I kept the foot on.
Yeah.
I just thought more about the foot, I think.
So you did loads different.
Come on, Jen. Come on. Come on.
Oh, no.
Good effort.
Oh, I felt bad on that right hand.
That one, yeah.
Blame it on
That's the one you have to try and generate overlift as well.
Yeah. Skin's bad.
Here come all the excuses.
Yeah. Oh.
How many sessions have you had in the last week?
Can't count, I've not got enough fingers.
Big diner around the corner?
So you can burn me off.
No. So the next benefit of this session, which links to what Jen said previously about flash practice, which is important, particularly for training your ability to root read. The next bit is like execution. So most times the first session, you're going to go around a circuit. You might be doing them all for the first time, but you're probably going to go around a second or third, maybe even fourth time before things start to get reset, or you want to move on to a harder circuit. And so that is an opportunity for execution. You know the moves. Can you now go around and execute that whole circuit much quicker and try and build that efficiency into your climbing?
Come on. Oh, nice.
Whoa.
Wild. Nice.
That's probably the worst looking dyno in existence.
Oh no, that's mild.
More up.
Yeah, okay. I got nothing. Right, move on.
Moving on.
So, on to the cons of this session. Although it is really fun, it can become junk mileage if you do it too often. You do not want this to be your only session, as you're rarely working at that top end strength. Nice, Josh. Sick.
Struggled with that. I'm really flailing today. I can't control my lower body.
Too flexible.
I've just turned everything else into noodle down here. You might have noticed by this point now there's some drill sounds going in the background, so they're resetting the comp pool here today. So apologies if it's a little bit interrupted by that noise. On to the next con, and that is this session can be quite fatiguing. It's generally going to be a long session. You're going to be doing a lot of boulders, and particularly if you have bad skin, it's not a great session because if you cut it short, you don't get the same benefits of all that capacity and doing lots of moves that we mentioned in the pros. So the con is that it's not always the best session.
So the third sort of negative point about this session is it doesn't work that well at all walls. So we're a bit spoilt here. We can just go around a whole coloured circuit, and there's about like 35 boulders of the same level. But if you've not got coloured circuits or they reset in areas, it's not quite as tidy as a session. It's also a bit trickier if the wall's busy. You know, if you want to get that mileage in and there's loads of people in one area or in your way, it complicates it a bit. That was not a good knee behind leggings.
No, it's slidey.
A little bit. Nice.
So the final con is a bit of a con, but could also be seen as a bit of a pro. So we've got a purple circuit here, and it's quite nice because it's a grade range. So it's going to give you a range of boulders. And I think that is a pro in itself, that you can try some easy ones, but also you're going to get some harder ones thrown in there too. Some gyms will have like a grade circuit. So you might have a circuit graded between V3 and V4, for example, which narrows it down a little bit. But at the same time, that would also expose certain styles that you're not very good at. So if you struggle on a V4, which is quite dynamic, but you can do the static V4 really easily, it will show you where your weaknesses are as well. So that's our circuit session over. We've been climbing for about an hour and a half, and how hard do you reckon the set was for us? Do you reckon it's the right difficulty?
Yeah, maybe a touch on the lower end. I think we flashed most of them.
Yeah, there seemed to be one which was like a big step above the rest. We flashed pretty much everything else. So good flash practice.
Yeah.
But perhaps in the next circuit, we look for slightly harder boulders and we start to remove some of the easier ones. So we start to step up the intensity as the weeks go on. What's your verdict if this should be used in someone's training? Does it get a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
I'd give it a thumbs up, especially in winter when it's freezing.
Yeah, and I think also Jen being a comp climber, you probably do a lot of stuff like this to get the movement variety in. You need to just be really in tune with all of the different types of moves.
Yeah, and those comp days are big days where you do a lot of climbing. So just getting used to doing that amount is really useful, especially in winter.
Yeah, so I'd say the verdict is this is a good session for your training. However, the big one that jumps out in the cons is the junk mileage that Jen mentioned. If you already do this 2 to 3 times a week, this is your standard go-to session. As coaches, we'd probably think about limiting how much you do a session like this and pushing more into some projecting sessions or something that's a bit more specific to your progression. If you haven't seen any of the previous episodes in this series, I'll put a link to that at the end of this video, and we'll see you next time.